r/AskReddit. What's acceptable to have to explain to a child, but unacceptable to have to explain to an adult? Look both ways before you cross the street. If they hit and kill me, I don't have to pay my student loans. Don't pee on the toilet seat. If you accidentally pee on the toilet seat, wipe it up with toilet paper so the next person doesn't sit on it. Also, don't stand on the toilet seat at a North American toilet. I worked in a building with international students. The toilet seats always had shoe marks. This was a woman's bathroom. Edit. Amazing. My first popular comment is about bathroom etiquette. Our university actually has a warning sign with pictures on how to properly sit on a toilet for this reason. How it isn't okay to throw a tantrum when you don't get what you want. My favorite reaction to this situation. What were you hoping to achieve with that display? They'll just make something up in an attempt to justify what they did. When you want somebody to move, we say excuse me, not move it. My supervisor didn't take it well when I wasn't gonna take his rudeness. Different story when you're all friends though. My team at my old job just always said shove. Love when you were in the way. Please and thank you. Not everything on TV is real. Some people on the internet lie to you. You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies? To use their inside voice when they're speaking too loudly. Boy, I know. Sometimes I have to tell my parents to use their indoor voices. Even more my father. They are retired teachers and sometimes they talk with me 3 feet away of them as if we were in a classroom 30 feet away of each other. Where babies come from. No shit. I had to explain this to a 19-year-old who got his girlfriend pregnant. He seriously thought that because they were both virgins, that she couldn't get pregnant. She did. When I was in the 8th grade, my friend was complaining about tampons and how she would never put anything up there, so I asked her how she was ever going to have sex, and you could see the light bulb come on. A couple years later she got knocked up and I always felt guilty about it. Edit. We were both in a private Christian school with absolutely nothing resembling sex ed. Glad her parents took their job seriously. How to clean after using the toilet. Edit. Clean yourself, not the toilet. Edit 2. Both. I'd like to add basic hygiene to this. Wash yourself and your clothes. Even though you bumped into that person and knocked their items out of their hands by accident, you study learned need to apologize. Edit. Thank you for the silver. Just the general concept of things you do on accident are still your responsibility. That concept is so hard to explain to kids. Say you're sorry and help clean up, but it was an accident. Yes, you're not in trouble. That's just what you do after an accident. Repeat ad infinitum. ETA. Okay, it's infinitum. Thanks everyone. Say you're sorry and call your insurance, but it was an accident. Yes, you hit my car and that's what you do after an accident. Edit. This is my first comment over 1k, so thank you, everyone. I stole almost all of it. Most responses are about apologizing after a collision equals bad. I wish we could just be decent, polite people without fearing legal action. Teaching the concept of personal space. Too many adults do not understand it. A man was standing so close to me in the supermarket queue that I had to ask him repeatedly to take a step back. Every time the queue moved forward he would be jammed up against me again. In his incoherent response he seemed very concerned that I wasn't jammed up against the next guy in the queue too. As if that was just an open invitation for random people to jump into the gaps ahead of us. Few years back I went to a haunted house with my friend and this lady kept standing stomach to butt behind us in line. We took turns being by her until my friend eventually just snapped at her, but I don't think she understood a word my friend said because she was doing it again 5 minutes later, lol. That you shouldn't kiss, hug, touch, sniff complete strangers. But did you know if you put your ear up against a stranger's leg you can distinctly hear what the duck are you doing? Got a good laugh out of this. After living with a 32-year who behaves like a 12-year for a year, don't shoot that slingshot in the house. Don't take other people's things without permission. Don't go through other people's things without permission. Don't trespass on private property. Don't eat candy for every meal. Don't follow a bear around in the woods. Don't chase the livestock. Don't torment the pets. And the list goes on. Being an adult means you know you shouldn't shoot the slingshot in the house but choose to accept the consequences of shooting the slingshot in the house. My husband used his BB gun in the house to the consequence of a wine glass, a decorative flower pot, a cookie jar, and my work entry card that I had to tell the operations MGR that I have no idea why it no longer worked, the BB gun that he can no longer find regardless of how much he looks for it. I'm picturing all of this done with one wildly ricocheting BB. How to eat with your mouth closed. I recently, privately, asked my mom how my sister managed to grow into adulthood chewing with her mouth hanging open. She said she gave up in her teen years when nothing she did was making a difference. The importance of keeping your hands to yourself. Agreed. And it's both whether your hands touch someone else or something that isn't yours. That and standing cluelessly in the way of other people in doorways, walkways etc. Women have a urethra and a vagina. Pee and menstrual blood don't come out of the same hole. As a female, 17, I didn't learn this until I was 15. Insane how it's not taught as often as it should be. Don't feel bad. I went to nursing school, with a woman in her 50s who had absolutely no idea that women had 2 holes down there. So I asked her if she ever thought it was weird she could pee with a tampon in. You could literally see the light bulb turn on in her head. She didn't make it through the program. How to do basic functions. Wiping your ass, using a knife and fork, tying laces etc. How do you wipe your ass using a knife and fork? Edit. Yes, the 3 seashells. Got it. Edit 2. Also love that people are saying very carefully, this is my go-to comment when anyone asks me how to do anything. Why they have to repeat 3rd grade. Thanks a lot, next semester I'll be 35. Why cruelty is wrong. That the earth is, indeed, not flat. The earth isn't flat, nor is round. Come on people. Don't you get it? It's obviously earth-shaped. Damn earthers. The world is obviously a pyramid. Edit. Everyone keeps saying it's some other shape. How the duck do you explain this then? Duck and gotcha. Wishing something is true does not make it true. That there's a difference between being assertive and being an a-hole. If there's a way to make your point without being cruelly blunt but you choose not censor yourself, then you're not being brutally honest. You're just being brutal. Edit. Word. I'm a private tutor. I've had to argue with too many parents who disagreed with me over simple concepts like how to add fractions. But I'm billing them $80+ an hour. So I'm fine with spending a bit of time explaining basic ideas. Edit. Yes, I charge $8,200 per hour. I only advertise my services in rich neighborhoods. Also, it's not like poor people are at a disadvantage because they can't afford my help. I'm actually quite useless. Math teacher here. I had to have my assistants transferred because she kept trying to correct me during lessons. She kept a calculator and would test my math in the back of the room. I was spending more time telling her how she got it wrong versus teaching the kids, SMH, that they should take responsibility for their mistakes, that nobody else made them do the bad thing they did. Edit. Whoa. Thanks for the silver, kind strangers. Or that your own personal beliefs and way of life are not objective, and that there is an entire world outside of the small corner of the world you live in. A lot of close-minded adults end up being the entitled ones because they think they are always right. Basic hygiene. Edit. Thank you for the gold and silver. Cleanliness in general, like wiping the seat off in a public bathroom if you piss all over it. Grown-ass adults should know that's not someone else's problem. Yo, my brother will come to my house and piss on the seat and then my dad will get upset when I tell that little shit to clean it up. He's 11. If he's capable of making a sandwich, he's capable of wiping up his goddamned pee. I had to explain to a high school classmate what periods were. He thought that girls just started bleeding from all 3 holes down there. We need better sex ed. Edit. The 3 holes refers to the vagina, urethra, and anus. The urethra and vagina are separate. Edit 2. Thank you for the silver on this terribly weird story time of mine. I'm more surprised he knew females have 3 holes while not knowing about periods. You would be surprised how many guys, and that's not just boys, think vagina has a single opening for all uses. LMAO. Why we cover our mouth nose when we cough sneeze. Edit. Wow, thank you for my first ever gold. And how to cover our mouth nose when sneezing coughing. Do it into your elbow crease, not your hands people. Sweets and other treats are okay in moderation, and it is important to get some sort of exercise, even if light walking. Brush your teeth every day. Like holy shit, I found out one of my friends only brushes their teeth once a week. Politeness. This is something really specific, but new brother had to explain to his friends that reptiles and reptilian were referring to the same thing. They thought that reptilian was someone you would name your kid. This was one day before they graduated high school. Respect for their fellow humans. Good morning, Edit. Thank you for the gold. Kind stranger. Being grateful. Not wanting more immediately after getting something, especially gifts. Furious tantrums under good look. That showering is a societal requirement. Why it's not okay to remove your pants to piss at a urinal. How to be nice to people who are nice to you. Waiters, drive-through staff, basically anyone in hospitality, and how to use your manners. Your personal hygiene affects the people around you. The concept of sharing. Manners. Unlimited breadsticks are not really unlimited, and that you eventually have to order something to someone who flipped a table while shouting, "I shall no longer patronize the Garden of Olives." No way, you served Thor. This bread, I like it. Another. When to use the article and instead of a. Your, there, there.